Guys, it's a very great privilege to stand before you today and tell my story of my own experience in this area. I stand behalf on all the men that have previously struggled and or want to break free from this damaging, force in our culture. Porn did try to destroy me. My upbringing, you could say, was a very stable one. I had loving parents who taught me what was right and wrong, and I felt secure in who I was and how I related to others. I remember innocently going for a horse ride at around 13 years old. That was 17 years ago. And I stumbled across a pornographic magazine that had been thrown into the grass by the roadside. I initially recognised it to be a dirty mag, so I quickly made the decision to leave it and ride on by. However, curiosity killed the cat. And soon after riding past it, I turned around, telling myself just a peek wouldn't hurt. Nothing could have prepared me for what I saw in those pages. When I opened it up, I remember my heart racing and a rush of adrenaline like I'd never felt before. I made a decision to take that magazine home that day. Which started an addiction that has spanned the last 17 years up until now, and has taken so much from me. It gradually and subtly changed the way I looked at women. No longer were they simply friends or companions. Now I categorised them into, were they hot or were they not? I would struggle to hold conversations with girls that I felt offered no sexual allure. And similarly, it really affected the way I talked to the ones who did. I think this is because, number one, I felt dirty and unworthy. Number two, I was undressing them with my eyes instead of getting to know what made them who they were. Number three, I would cop out of approaching them and risking rejection when I could simply just run into porn's arms in the privacy of my home. I eventually got married, thinking porn would magically disappear in my life due to the new intimacy I would find in my changed status. I was wrong. And after my then wife found out about my long-battled addiction, it began to quickly erode at our relationship, as the fabrics of trust were now severely jeopardised. She felt like she was constantly being compared, and as much as I told her she wasn't, we both knew it wasn't true. For her, it felt like I was with not just her, but multiple partners, and as a result, she was not willing to stay with someone who was unfaithful, and I didn't blame her. I knew after my marriage ended, more than ever before, that thinking I was in control of this now fully grown monster in my life was a lie. I had to somehow get control, though, if I was ever going to find sanity again and be able to interact the right way in a meaningful relationship that would last. As a Christian, I prayed God would help me, and I feel He has through learning more about Him and His ways. I also realised the gravity of what I was doing and repented and sought forgiveness. I sought out older mentors, men who didn't struggle. I've seen a couple of them here today. I want to thank you for coming. Men who didn't struggle with this, so that I had role models I could look up to that would keep me accountable and encourage me with wisdom and life experience. Like someone trying to kick a drug habit and educating themselves more about a substance's harmful effects, I began learning more about porn and what it was doing to me. I was surprised to learn just how powerful and mind-changing it is, as the people have already shared here today. Really, though, it just confirmed the experience I'd already had, particularly to men because of the way that we are visually wired. I can now honestly say that porn no longer has a hold on me and demands my attention, because it is no longer something I practice. My earthly relationships are being restored. My beautiful girlfriend Jasmine stands over there. Thanks for coming today, sweetie. And I view women with so much more value and worth as opposed to consumable items. I can't tell you how good it is to be taking back control of my life, and I can only hope that our governing bodies will enact laws to protect the next generation from feeling the damaging mental, physical and spiritual effects of pornography. And I'd just like to thank the city leaders for coming and making a stand today, and for all men that are here today making a stand against this issue that has affected me so deeply, but not anymore. Thank you for considering my story.